Hello everyone, Bob here. I originally had another video planned for today, but I decided that this was big enough I wanted to comment on it. As we all know, movie theaters have been struggling, and they've been, what ones that have been open have been showing mostly older movies. I myself, I've seen all three installments of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Back to the Future, The Force Awakens, Empire Strikes Back, and so on. But as it this is marks the first wide release coming this weekend. They're going to release a movie called Unhinged, and it's a road rage thriller that stars Russell Crowe. And the movie was released in a limited release last week, but they're expanding it to wide this weekend, and this is the first one to kind of test the waters. So one thing I think why this movie is going ahead and being released is its budget was, I say only $33 million. That's still a lot of money to most people, but when compared to the likes of the average superhero movie or any of the other big blockbusters, $33 million is nothing for a budget compared to what some of those spent. So I think they feel safe releasing this one, and have their fingers crossed. But if something happens that doesn't pan out quite as well as they're hoping, it's a much smaller amount of money that they're potentially going to be out. This movie is going to be used as kind of a gauge for how quickly other movies will follow. I guarantee you, if this movie does decent box office, we'll be more likely to see Tenet and some of the others get their release and be a little wider than I think they're planning now. I know a lot of people have liked the idea of the video on demand and all those different forms of release for movies, but to me, a movie theater is still where a new release needs to be. You don't get the same experience, and by experience, I mean, yeah, most of us have home theater setups, but if you go to a modern theater that is kept up and not let alone, the experience isn't even close. Uh, there's a theater I go to, and it's a B&B theater, and it has they have what's called grand screens, and they have DTSX, and these you feel all the bass in your chest. You feel it's done. The screening is how do I want to say this? The technical aspects that are in there, you don't get that at a home theater. I mean, I know you can have a subwoofer shake the walls, and you can have, but it still isn't the same thing. You're still not looking at a screen that's 4 stories tall. And part of their deal is on those grand screens is they're 4 stories tall and 7 stories wide. But if it's so anybody can, and I mean, if you don't feel comfortable going to a movie theater yet, that's fine. I understand that. But I know as soon as I get the chance, it might not be during opening weekend. It might be sometime next week, because I'm still in the middle of last cutting of hay for the year. As a farmer, I have certain time periods I have to get something done, and that kind of puts any of my leisure time on hold. Only reason I'm filming this now is because there's still dew on the ground, and of course hay has to be dry to bale. But if you like going to the movies in the theater, take a shot on this one. I mean, we need to show support for the theater. That's one reason why I've been going to. I mean, yes, I've got the Lord of the Rings movies, and I've seen them. I've seen each of them probably 100 times on DVD or Blu-ray or some format, or on TV over the years. Or same with Star Wars or Back to the Future or Scream. Excuse me. There's a reason to go see them in the theater. A, you get a presentation you don't get in the home. B, I did it to support the movie theater industry in these particular theaters, because going to these theaters is something that I love. And if going to the theaters is something that you love and you feel safe doing it, I'm not advocating anybody to do anything they don't feel safe doing. But if you feel safe going to a movie theater, check out Unhinged this weekend. This is actually the first. I know there have been limited releases that have gotten some theatrical showings, which is great because they're movies that probably wouldn't have gotten any attention or the opportunity to play on screens anyway. However, none of the theaters I've had around here have shown any of them. This is the first new movie to come out around me since everything was shuttered back in March. There is also a second movie airing at the theater. I say airing, but showing at the theater, that Words on the Bathroom Wall, I believe, is the name of it. But though it's got a limited release. But the fact that we're actually getting it, I think, is a step in the right direction. I have my fingers crossed this movie does fairly well, and I will comment on the numbers the first of the week when all that's released. But I recommend you see it. I know the Inception anniversary release is also this weekend, so that's Christopher Nolan movie that I'm a big fan of, and I've got my fingers crossed I've got time to check out both of them. So that's all I've got. I just really wanted to comment on this. I get some of you guys don't feel comfortable going to the theater yet. By all means, wait. But the theater I go to, you wear masks. They have everybody spaced out. I have never once felt like I was being exposed to anything. Everything's wiped down. You see, they've been wiping things down while I've been in the lobby before getting my concession stands, or visiting the concession stands. So if you feel comfortable going, by all means, I recommend you go check it out. It's great to finally have another movie on the big screen to go see. But that's all I've got for this video. Like I say, I'll comment on the film's performance after we get some numbers this weekend. Got my fingers crossed. It does okay. But I will have my video I was planning on having today. We'll go to tomorrow. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content of this video, please give it a like. Please consider subscribing to this channel. I try to have new content of some kind up daily. Follow me on Facebook or Twitter. Just search for Bob the Film Guy. And for now, this is Bob, signing off.